Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Destination Carlisle, and I am so excited to finally tell you about something we have been working on since the summer. So this is the first video in our three-part series about this little project that we've been working on, and I'm just going to start by giving you a little background. So in August, I came across the William Pomeroy Foundation, and they provide grants for historical markers. So think the yellow and blue Pennsylvania state history markers, but these deal with more specific points in history. So things like significant locations for the suffrage movement, or stops on Lafayette's tour, or canal locations. But the specific grant program that I found in August was for legends and lore, and I love legends and lore, so I was really excited to see that. I know so many great stories about Carlisle's, history and folklore history. So think like the legend of Sleepy Hollow, something like that. That's the type of thing that they were looking for these markers. And, I love the stories here. You guys know that. So I was really excited. And I took it back to the board at Destination Carlisle, and I said, you guys, we really should try to get one of these markers. And of course they said, yeah, we should. So we immediately started brainstorming what we thought would be the best story to apply for to get this grant. What really hit home the most with what they would be looking for. Because you can't just buy a marker, you have to win the grant. And Stephanie and I very, very quickly settled on each of our favorites, but they were different, and we couldn't decide which one would be the best one to apply for. So Stephanie said, let's just apply for both. That doubles our chances of getting one. And I said, yeah, that's a great idea. That makes complete sense, so let's do that. So she went off to research her story, and her story is something that she's going to tell you about in her video, but my story is my absolute favorite Carlisle story. I tell it all the time to anyone who will listen to me, and probably too much. I'm sorry, Erin, she's heard it so many times. But my favorite story for Carlisle's history is the legend of the Old Town Pump. And if you're unfamiliar with the legend, because it has sort of fallen to the wayside, the legend says that if you drink water from the Old Town Pump in Carlisle, you will be destined to return here no matter how far away you travel. And that's the gist of it. That's sort of the basic idea. There are different kind of iterations. It's an old legend, so it's morphed a bit over time. So sometimes it comes off as more of a curse. It's inescapable. You will come here, and sometimes you will come here and you will live here until you die. And sometimes it's more, of a mystical, magical thing. But the gist is the same. If you drink the water, you're coming back. And I don't know why this story, it just hits me. I love this. I think it's such a neat little bit of our folklore that we don't really talk about. And you guys know me, I love talking about Carlisle's history. So, but I think that what really gets me about it is that it still seems to have some truth to it. Because if you talk to the people that live here, you'll find so many people who were stationed here when they were at the War College and they retired here, or people that came here for college or the law school and they came back here to raise their families, or people that grew up here and said, I'm never coming back to this little town, and here they are, they're back. Or even people that move here and then just can't make themselves leave. So I think that maybe there is something in the water. So I went through and I got all the documentation we needed. I got all the permissions that we needed to apply, and I applied. And Stephanie did the same with her story. And now apparently we have some news as to if we're getting a grant. So check out Stephanie's video to see what her also very cool story is. And keep your fingers crossed that the pump gets a grant, because it's awesome. And I will see you in video 3 where we will find out.